God bless you, YouTube land. A couple nights ago, I had a dream. Now, I've rarely, if ever, been led to share a dream before. And I really didn't even want to because I didn't really get a clear understanding of what it was. And I'm not sure that anybody else will. But for some reason, I felt led. I heard to share it. So here goes. I was in probably my last REM cycle of the evening and was having intense end times dreams, as I have been now for just goodness gracious for months. And this was the normal scenarios: running, battling, chaos going on in the world, always being outnumbered. Never fear, but a wariness and an alertness to be in his spirit. And this was, probably the third dream this night that I had had in this form. And then all of a sudden, I immediately transitioned into a wilderness. Not like a desert, but like a campground. There was a really pretty stream running, and I was camped right next to it, and there was deer and birds and flowers and foliage, and it was really gorgeous. And then just out of nowhere, my focus turned to a huge box, like a present, and there was a ribbon on the box, and I felt in my spirit, or in the dream, that this was from the Lord and that I was to open it. And I opened it, and boom, everything turned white. I was still in the wilderness, but everything became white. It all had form. The deer was still jumping, but it was white, and I could see the form, or I could recognize the form, but it was all white. Everything was white. It was beautiful and peaceful and relaxing. And as I gained consciousness right about that time, even though it was relaxing, I noticed instantly that the water was raging. Raging different than, it was way different than the lamp just being turned up or kicked up high. It was like an intensity of water I'd never experienced before. It was just raging in me, and it felt fully not of me, but of God. It was different than, like I said, any that I had had or that I had noticed. And immediately upon awaking, he started speaking. And there was a lot of things said. Not all of them I even remember. And they were being said quickly, and I wasn't getting them all. But I was hearing a lot of it. And then at some point, darn it, this has happened sometimes when I'm hearing him, maybe just because I just woken up and I wasn't completely alert, I drifted a little bit into the flesh and missed some of the message. And it was right about that point that the water calmed back down. I felt like there was some disappointment, that I wasn't able to continue hearing, or that I had even slipped into the flesh, because I had heard the majority of the message that I had heard was about how it was time to put away the flesh and to be in the spirit all the time, and to come to a new level of my walk. And specifically, something that I heard from him was that the fire was not to be an event, but it was to be always. That I was supposed to be, I assumed that I was supposed to be walking in the fire at all times. And I didn't completely understand the message. And like I said, I felt no disappointment or no judgment from God, or anger that I had not gotten this perfectly, but some disappointment, and almost like him saying, you need to get to this soon. I don't entirely understand what it means. I know that I've been hearing for a long time, ever since the fire, that he is to become more, I am to become less. To the point, I have heard, and I know this, some people just don't want to hear this, but I've heard consistently to let him completely overcome me, to seek his perfectness, his righteousness, the perfectness that is to come. Anyway, I don't know why I was led to share this. I'm sure that it's very incomplete. If anybody out there hears in the spirit an interpretation, let me know. Anyway, God bless y'all. Love y'all in Jesus.